Well, she's only 22 years old, but she's already becoming the face of a movement. After she was diagnosed with lymphoma, Madison Miller was inspired to start Spark the Way. Now she's working with Moffitt Cancer Center to ignite hope in people with cancer.
I'm Madison Miller, and I'm a lymphoma survivor. My grandpa was just the man that I wanted to walk me down the aisle one day. He was that supporter, that encourager. So when I graduated high school, I applied for an internship based in California. I got it, and it was like a dream come true. A month before I was supposed to move, my grandpa was diagnosed with lymphoma. I knew that I couldn't leave until he had won his battle. I stayed just to be there for him, and during that time, during all of his treatments, I was diagnosed with it myself. Moffitt came out with an article that was based on the exact same kind of cancer that I had for the exact same age group that I fell into. We kind of just took that as a sign from God to kind of head over to Moffitt if they have the answer to exactly what I'm going through. I guess throughout my cancer season, I was able to fight it fearlessly and still kind of shine some light. And that's what I want other young adults to be able to do. Spark the Way exists to equip young adults to be fearless and to be light-bearing in their cancer fight. We give them little care packages, little bits and pieces of encouragement. You can have victory before that time that cancer leaves your body. You can have victory in saying, cancer, you've got nothing on me.
Such an inspiring story. I'm joined now by Madison Miller. Thank you for coming in and joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
You've been in remission for a year and a half now.
A year and a half.
Do you remember what you experienced, what you felt once they told you about your diagnosis?
It was really surreal, because in my mind, cancer was for old people, not for 20-year-olds. But I do have to say, like, I rely on my Bible to live my life. And so the first verse to pop in my head was Philippians 4, and it says to not worry, but to pray about everything. So that was my kind of gut reaction was, all right, God, what are we doing with this? This is crazy. And it was peaceful. It was surreal, but it was a real peaceful moment.
Absolutely.
Oddly.
I can imagine it was a tough time. What, you mentioned the Bible, but was it family and friends also that was there to spark the way for you when you were going through tough times?
I'll never tell you that I fought cancer alone. You'll never hear me say, I went to chemo or I battled it. It was we the whole time. It was my family, it was my church family, it was my friends. I never did a day of it alone.
Yeah, absolutely. You talked about fighting fearlessly and shining some light. Tell me how Spark the Way does that for other young adults who are going through the same situation as you are.
Oh, goodness. We have, so right now we're working on building our community. And so we have the social media movement going where we just hashtag everything Spark the Way. And it's inviting anyone who sees something that is just inspirational or encouraging to hashtag it so that our young adult fighters and survivors and caregivers can see it. Yeah. We have community events. We've partnered with Moffitt to have Sunday Spark. I am so excited. We have our first one in October, and it's just a night on the beach. It's a cookout, and it's just getting away from the cancer life and just getting a chance to breathe, and just a night of community. And then we also send Spark. So we have little Spark boxes that go out. So when someone tells us about a young adult fighter, we send them this box full of like cancer fighting necessities,
okay.
You know.
Well, very quickly, we just have a few more seconds here. What would you tell someone if they're watching this right now and they've just received a diagnosis?
Don't fear it. You don't have to fear it. You are bigger than this, and you've got it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Madison Miller, thank you so much for coming on and joining us today. And if you want to be a part of Madison Spark the Way or donate, we put a link under this story on WFLA.com.